Cool FM number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide!
Lahat ng drama, lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masanggamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan.
Cool FM!
You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is Cool News at 6.
It is now Sunday, September 15, 2024. Good evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. This is Cool News at 6. I'm Stephen Wanagduso. Before we go on to the headlines, here's a thunderstorm advisory from Pag-asa. Moderate to heavyweight showers with lightning and strong winds are expected over Metro Manila, Bataan, Cavite, Bulacan, Laguna, Batangas, Rizal, Quezon, and Nueva Ecija within the next 2 to 3 hours. The above conditions are being experienced in Botolan and San Marcelino, Zambales, Porac Angeles, and Mabalacat, Pampanga, and Bamban, Tarlac, which may persist within 2 hours and may affect nearby areas. Oh, it's a cat fight. My goodness. Forgive me. With the remote studio, Philippine Coast Guard vessel BRP Teresa Magbanwa has left the Escoda Shoal in the West Philippine Sea. It is now sailing back to its home port. This development was relayed by National Maritime Council Chairperson and Executive Secretary Lucas Bensamin on Sunday. According to Bensamin, this repositioning will allow the vessel to address the medical need, undergo needed repairs, and allow its crew to enjoy a well-deserved furlough and reunion with their loved ones. In a statement by the Executive Secretary, after she has been resupplied and repaired and her crew recharged, she will be in tip-top shape to resume her mission along with the other PCG and AFP assets as defenders of our sovereignty. During her deployment at Escoda Shoal, she challenged an encirclement by a larger flotilla of intruders battled in inclement weather, with her crew surviving on diminished daily provisions. What made this possible is the determination and dedication of the men and women on board, with crew who crewed her in the finest tradition of our Philippine Coast Guard sailors, and in honor of the heroine for whom she was named, it added. For comprehensive coverage and analysis, keep it up here on the Cool News editions here on Cool FM. Heartbreaking news, with 6 people reportedly died due to the combined effects of the tropical storm Ferdy, or international name Bebinka, and the southwest monsoon locally known as Habagat. The NDRMC on Sunday said these deaths are still up for validation. The council likewise disclosed that 22 people were injured, while 2 are missing. The recent weather disturbance also affected 203,197 individuals, or 47,166 families, in 292 barangays nationwide, based on the NDRMC's 8 a.m. report. Among the affected persons, 36,626 were displaced, with 13,825 fleeing to evacuation centers, while 22,801 took shelter elsewhere. Ferdy has left the Philippine area of responsibility at 2 a.m. on Saturday. Meanwhile, Habagat continues to affect the western parts of the country as a new low-pressure area, or LPA, formed east of Luzon. The LPA was last spotted some 440 kilometers east of Casiguran, Aurora. Additionally, the weather agency monitored cloud clusters outside Philippine area of responsibility, which may likely have a circulation within 24 to 48 hours. Due to the effects of the new LPA, a gale warning was hoisted in the following areas, such as Occidental Mindoro, Palawan, Romblon, Western Visayas, Negros Island Region, Central Visayas, Southern Leyte, Leyte in Matalom, Bato, Hindang, Hilongos, and Ilopacan, Zamboanga del Norte, Camigen, and Dinagat Island. These areas may experience strong winds as high as 3.7 to 4.5 meters. Surigao, and of course, Additional here is Surigao del Norte, or specifically in San Francisco, Marimono, and Surigao City. A complaint of obstruction of justice will be filed against individuals suspected of harboring captured alleged rapist and false teacher Apollo Kibuloy, according to the Philippine National Police. The PNP Chief General Romel Marbil said on Sunday they launched an investigation to hold accountable those persons who aided the Kingdom of Jesus Christ founder. We will not tolerate any form of obstruction of justice. Our investigation aims to identify those who knowingly provided refuge to Kibuloy, and we will ensure they face appropriate legal consequences, Marble said in a statement. He added, obstruction of justice is a serious offense, and those who aided in shielding Kibuloy from law enforcement will be charged accordingly. The law is clear, no one is above it, and those who helped Kibuloy will be held accountable. The preacher was captured on September 8. Before that, he had been in hiding for almost 6 months since the warrant of arrest against him was issued on April 3. Marble said Kibuloy could not have evaded arrest for a long time without the help of his close associates and legal representatives, whom he had helped the sect leader by misleading authorities regarding his whereabouts. The PNP Criminal Investigation and Detection Group will facilitate the case build-up and gather pieces of evidence relevant to the case. On August 24, some 2,000 PNP members served the arrest warrant of Kibuloy at the KJC compound in Davao City. Kibuloy and 4 of his subordinates, Jacqueline Roy, Ingrid Canada, Crescente Canada, and Sylvia Semanes surrendered after they were given a 24-hour ultimatum. Kibuloy is detained in the PNP Custodial Center in Camcrame, Quezon City. The other respondents who were also previously in the Custodial Center have been transferred to Pasig City Jail last Friday. One of the suspects, Pauline Canada, was the first to be arrested in July and is now detained in Pasig City. Kibuloy and 5 other suspects pleaded not guilty to charges of human trafficking and child abuse filed before the Pasig City Regional Trial Court and Quezon City Regional Trial Court. The transparency and accountability should be prioritized over traditions in government practices following the recent scrutiny of the 2025 budget proposal by the OVP, or the Office of the Vice President Alliance of Concerned Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro said on Saturday. According to Castro, transparency and accountability should come first when the public's welfare is on the line. The budget deliberations were previously deferred by the House panel on appropriations after VP Sara evaded almost all the questions by the lawmakers who asked about unutilized and controversial funds of the different programs of the OVP. Senator Chong Villanueva on Friday said he disagrees with a cut in the proposed budget of the OVP made by the House panel on appropriations. The former Sibac congressman and now senator said that the House tradition of swiftly passing the budget proposal of the second highest office in the country must be upheld. Coming up later on koolNews at 6, Vog reappears after Taal volcano emits voluminous sulfur dioxide. On the administration of Joe Biden, the judge blocks the administration's rule to limit flaring of gas at oil wells. In the sports news, Canelo Alvarez proves his levels above in an unanimous decision over a game, Edgar Berlanga. And more later, for the showbiz news, Maris Racal shows off gown she was meant to wear to TIFF 2024 and Emmy Awards 2024 Shogun, set to make its historic reign. This is koolNews at 6. It is now a minute before 6:10 p.m. We will return after a short break. Welcome back. In the sports news, Edgar Berlanga hit the lottery when he was granted a shot at Canelo Alvarez. But the boxing legend made sure that all the gutsy challenger won. Alvarez proved he was levels above the younger challenger by producing a knockdown in the third round and brought to an unanimous decision victory at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas and live on DAZN on Saturday night. Judges scored it at 118 to 109, 118 to 109, and 117 to 110, all in favor of Alvarez, who defended his unified super middleweight world titles during the Mexican Independence Day weekend. As the bad blood from the build-up seeped into the fight, Alvarez put Berlanga on notice of his superiority early by unleashing a lightning-quick left across the jaw to drop Berlanga with a flash knockdown in the third round. Although Berlanga recovered admirably and once again fought throughout in a solid showing for himself, the 27-year-old couldn't match the ring IQ nor skills of the 34-year-old Alvarez and showed glaringly. Canelo peppered the brash challenger with body shots and flush punches to the face and head, all while pounding his bigger opponent's arms frequently, as well as in performance the superstar was proud of. Alvarez also blasted the Berlanga in the 11th round through the challenger, fought until the end of the bout with nothing to be ashamed of. Still, Canelo, as he vowed prior to the fight, proved that the previously undefeated fighter would show him anything that he couldn't handle. After suffering his first professional loss, Berlanga conceded that Canelo has always been his idol, and that hopefully this was the fight he needed to propel towards becoming a legend himself. We go back to the national news. Taal volcano in Batangas province were emitted voluminous sulfur dioxide on Saturday, September 14, amid the reappearance of the volcanic smog. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PHIVOLS, reported in its latest bulletin issued on Sunday morning, September 15, that the volcano released a voluminous emission of 4,213 metric tons of sulfur dioxide from the volcano's main crater in the past 24 hours. The plumes rose to 2,600 meters above the Taal volcano island, the volcano's crater landmass locally known as Pulo, that sits within the Taal Lake before drifting to southwest and northeast. State volcanologists also observed the renewed presence of the VOG during the latest observation period after it disappeared on September 9. The VOG returned on September 8 but disappeared again the next day. VOG is composed of sulfur dioxide gas. It can irritate the eyes, the nose, and throat. People with respiratory conditions and pregnant women are at greater risk. Authorities warned the public of the harmful effects of prolonged exposure to volcanic sulfur oxide, such as irritation of the eyes, throat, and respiratory tract, especially among those who have underlying health conditions such as asthma, lung, and heart diseases. PHIVOLS again noted on an upwelling of hot volcanic fluids in the main crater lake. No earthquake was recorded during this latest monitoring period. According to PHIVOLS, Taal volcano is still on alert level 1, or a low level of volcanic unrest. You're still with us here on koolNews at 6. And from the Christian Post, Moody Bible Institute has announced that George Sweeting who served the institution for nearly 30 years between his time as president and later and as chancellor, died Tuesday at the age of 99. He was, quote unquote, a heart and evangelist and soul winner, the institute said. The Moody Bible Institute president Mark Job shared to the Christian Post, an indelible mark has been placed on this world as well as Moody through the incredible life of the ministry of George Sweeting. His legacy is marked by deep love for his family, the church, and the transformative power of the gospel, Job added. While we mourn with his family and those whose lives were touched by him, we echo Apostle Paul's words in 1 Thessalonians 4, that we do so with hope, knowing he is in the presence of the Lord and we will be reunited with him one day. Sweeting's tenure at the Chicago-based Moody Bible Institute spanned several decades, beginning in 1971 and concluding as chancellor in 1999. A Moody alumnus from the class of 1945, Sweeney's leadership and legacy have helped shape the institution's direction and impact, according to the obituary. Sweeney is survived by his wife, Hilda, and their sons, George, James, Donald, and Robert, as well as multiple grandchildren and great grandchildren. For the international use, a federal judge in North Dakota has temporarily blocked a new Biden administration rule aimed at reducing the venting and flaring of natural gas at oil wells. The U.S. District Judge Daniel Traynor ruled Friday, the Bismarck Tribune reported, at this preliminary stage, the plaintiffs have shown they are likely to succeed on the merits of their claim the 2024 rule is arbitrary and capricious. North Dakota, along with Montana, Texas, Wyoming, and Utah challenged the rule in federal court earlier this year, arguing that it will hinder oil and gas production and that the Interior Department's Bureau of Land Management is overstepping its regulatory authority on non-federal minerals and air pollution. The Bureau says the rule is intended to reduce the waste of gas and that royalty owners would see over $50 million in additional payments if it was enforced. But Traynor wrote the rules, quote unquote, add nothing more than a layer of federal regulation on top of existing federal regulation. When pumping for oil, natural gas often comes up as a byproduct. Gas isn't as profitable as oil, so it is vented or flared unless the right equipment is in place to capture. Methane, the main component of natural gas, is a climate super pollutant that is many times more potent in the short term than carbon dioxide. Well operators have reduced flaring rates in North Dakota significantly over the past few years, but they still hover around 5%, the Tribune reported. The Tribune reported, rather. The reductions require infrastructure to capture, transport, and use that gas. North Dakota politicians praised the ruling. Attorney General Drew Wigley said in a statement, the Biden-Harris administration continuously attempts to overregulate and ultimately debilitate North Dakota's energy production capabilities. The Bureau of Land Management declined the comment. Singapore has expanded its powers to investigate illicit gains from foreign serious environmental offenses, including illegal logging, mining, and waste trafficking. Environmental crimes generate up to $365 billion in criminal gains annually, with 66% coming from forestry crime, illegal mining, and with 66 coming from forestry crime, legal mining, and waste trafficking. The new laws aim to tackle global environmental problems and allow for greater cooperation with foreign counterparts, potentially leading to prosecutions both in Singapore and overseas. Following the money trail is crucial to estimate the amount of money generated by criminal activity and to target the profits of environmental criminals. Illegal gains from environmental crime can fund non-state armed groups and terrorist organizations, accounting for 38% of the financing of conflicts. Singapore has seen an increase in suspicion transaction reports related to environmental crime, with most coming from the banking sector. Banks play a crucial role in reporting and preventing such activities. For the showbiz news, Maris Racal is unable to attend the Toronto International Film Festival premiere of her film Sunshine due to scheduling conflicts. She shared the photos of the colored black jersey You're still here with us on koolNews at 6. Maris Racal is unable to attend the Toronto International Film Festival 2024 for her film Sunshine, due to the conflicts in her schedule. She also shared the photos of the colored block jersey number gown by Mark Grancy that she was meant to wear at the event. Raquel also played the lead role in Sunshine, a film about a rhythmic gymnast who discovers that she is pregnant. She is also set to star in the action drama Incognito, which is currently being filmed in Italy. Raquel expressed her joy over the positive reception of the film's trailer and the role she played. Despite not being able to attend the TIFF, Raquel will support the film in spirit and is excited for its worldwide viewing. For the Emmy Awards 2024, it is expected to be held on Sunday, September 14, Philippine Standard Time, with Eugene and Daniel Levy hosting. Shogun, a non-English language series, leads the nominations with 25 overall, including for Best Drama Series, and is predicted to make history with wins for its cast. The Bear and Baby Reindeer are among the top contenders in the comedy and limited series categories, respectively. The Crown and Hacks are also strong competitors in the drama and comedy categories. The Emmys this year has fewer submissions due to the Hollywood strikes, potentially opening opportunities for new titles. Shogun is a remake of the 1980 miniseries that won 3 Emmy Awards. So before we close out this program, I sincerely apologize for some technical difficulties that have been happening in this remote studio. But please, as the rain comes out in the in respective areas, especially in Metro Manila, please keep safe and just follow the precautions as usual. Anyway, it is now 2 minutes before 6:30 p.m. We will return with koolNews at 9, with some of the anchors available at the 9 p.m. hour for koolNews. I'm Stephen Navarro Gasol, and the music continues here on Cool FM. Good evening and God bless the Republic of the Philippines.